tried so hard to cut that stove on. They shot 63. You know what I'm saying? And still got packed up. Game one, lost home court advantage. And oh my God. Oh, what a Monday. Sunday and Monday were magnificent basketball days for me. Shout out to Jalen Brunson, the most clutch player in the NBA. And OG, yeah, put some respect on his name, please. OG showed up. 29 points, 6 threes. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yo, I can't wait. I can't wait to be at full strength tomorrow. It's been a long day. I still got to finish watching that other game. But this one right here, I needed this. Yo, Tibbs, I was tight for a minute. I'm not going to even hold you, Tibbs. I was mad than a motherfucker. They was like six. They were like 6 for 22 in the first quarter. In the first couple minutes of it, there was no way. When the Celtics are 6 for 22, it's not their night. You got to jump all over that, man. That's a hell of an opportunity. In 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 Boston, you listen. That's the best case scenario if you're gonna play against the Celtics. You want them to be ice cold. They were ice cold. 6 for 22 to start it off. You were supposed to jump on all that and pack them up early, but it still happened. Third quarter, fourth quarter, OT, and if I'm not mistaken, the $300 million man got the ball yanked out of his hands like he was a newborn baby. He looked real light and ass on that possession. Like he ain't want no problems on that possession. He ain't even fight for it or nothing. He just let it go. But this was everything I thought a game one would be in this series. Just like the Cavaliers and the Pacers game, magnificent. I knew these two series would define the whole. This would make the whole playoffs worth it to me. I don't care what happened in the West Coast. It don't make me no difference. I don't care. I'm not watching it unless I feel like it. But them Eastern Conference games, though, yeah, I need that. I need all that. I need to watch all that. This was a beautiful game. This is what basketball is supposed to look like. This is what true competition is supposed to look like. We seeing teams that had it real sweet during the regular season having problems when grown man business got to be taken care of. OG handled his business. Karl Anthony Towns had problems. You put Al Horford on Karl Anthony Towns, you got to be every ounce of that all NBA All-Star player that you are, you got to show up against Al Horford. He's a problem. They put the new dude out there, problem. Josh Hart had 2 fouls early. And for some reason, when you fall in love with that 3-point shooting bullshit, it's too passive aggressive of a style of basketball. It leaves too much money on the table. And what happened was you had multiple Knicks players who could have been in foul trouble had the Celtics played real basketball. But they choose to shoot threes, thinking that's the end all to be all. That's going to get them packed up. This series is, listen, everybody keeps saying Celtics in 5. Yeah, okay. They said that about the Lakers. And it went the reverse. I'm sticking with the Knicks. Good pick. They won it, and they accepted the fact that it was going to be a shootout. And they worked through adversity because it was a little rocky. I think the fact that the Celtics were ice cold kind of threw them off. Because normally the Celtics come out white hot in the first game of a new series. The Celtics are known for really putting their Mac down heavy. And what happened was it didn't happen this game. I think that threw the Knicks off a little bit. You know what I mean? And the whistle was in. There was some interesting whistles throughout that game too. But it is what it is. That's how you finish your breakfast, though. That's how you get that game one and get home court event. Woo! That's how you get it done. That's how you get it done. That's all you need to. You get that first one, 3 more to go. 1 down, 3 more to go. That's it. We knocked off all that Celtic mystique. You playing in Boston don't mean it's over. It don't mean shit now. It's over. Now they got to hoop. They got to get back to what works to make this competitive, or they're going to get packed up. They got to go back to you think, oh, we going to shoot 63s, go right ahead. I've been telling y'all for 2 years it's bullshit. They squeezed the championship out of it because they ducked a lot of fades. There was a lot of injuries last year, playoffs. That's why nobody's really jacking that championship they got. But this right here, you want to earn our respect? The Pacers are gonna have to make sure the Cavaliers don't come out of that situation, because that will substantiate everything that they are, just like with Boston. Everything that they are will be substantiated if they get past the Knicks. If the Pacers are definitely in position, especially with Darius Garland in a compromising situation with that big toe. Listen, everything is leaning in their favor, especially with them having home court advantage right now. As the Cavs need to beat the Pacers to validate who they are during the regular season and what they've been going through and what they've been putting down the last few years, because nobody believes it. Just like with Boston, they ducked a lot of fades last year. Now they can't duck nothing. This series and the next series, if they miraculously get through it, it's going to define what they really are. But I don't think they're going to get through the Knicks. I don't think they're beating the Knicks. I got the Knicks in 6. I had them in 7 because I felt like they might have had a problem with game 1 and would have had to stretch it out. But since they won game 1, I got the Knicks in 6. That's about it. Knicks in 6. And Karl-Anthony Towns, he's going to have his game. Bridges is going to have a game. OG already had his. Brunson is going to be Brunson. Josh Hart is going to have his. He was hustling too. Josh Hart was hustling. This was basketball. This is what it's supposed to look like. If this is what we're going to get out of this series, I can't wait. I can't wait for game 2. Because the Celtics got to hoop. You could go ahead and shoot that passive-aggressive three-point shooting style if you want to. Listen to Mazzulla. Go right ahead. He going to get y'all put in the body bag. It's not going to go like you think, and they going to dismantle that team. I already told y'all they was on the verge of a rebuild 2 years ago. They got saved by the bell. Now, look, there's a lot of teams on the verge. A lot of teams that y'all know and trust, them brand teams. It's always top 5, top 6. They on the brink of a rebuild too. Let something don't go right for one of them. Yeah, time to pack it up. Let's go ahead and start going in a new direction. They start talking that new direction conversation, that new language. The Lakers are in that position right now. I can't listen. We're going to see. We're going to see how this end up. We're going to see how this one end up. I can't wait. I can't wait for game 2. I can't wait for game 2, because if the Celtics keep shooting threes thinking that's the answer, nah, they're going to have to hoop. They definitely going to have to hoop. Definitely going to have to hoop, because OG outperformed Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They both got outperformed. And I told y'all, in these series that you could put OG on one side and Bridges on the other side, it's going to create problems. And you can say the Celtics are just missing shots. All right, cool. It's no problem. You got a hoop now. So you're going to have to make a lot of those shots. A lot of those shots. And this ain't the regular season when you got Charlotte tomorrow or the Wizards tomorrow. You got the Knicks today and you got the Knicks tomorrow. And guess what? The more they play against you, the better they're going to play against you. It don't change. Ain't no difference tomorrow. You got to see the Knicks again. You know what I'm saying? You're not bouncing around going to Atlanta. You know what I mean? You're not going to San Antonio. You got the Knicks again. They'll be waiting. They're gonna be right there. Ain't nothing gonna change. This right here is, listen, this was This was a good old-fashioned ass whooping. They set the tone. They came to work, and they worked through the. Listen, the Celtics got a lead, even though they were shooting like shit in the first couple minutes. They got it together in the back nine of that first half, that second quarter, and listen, Tibbs had me on fire because the minute the Celtics got going, you're supposed to call a timeout and throw some ice on that. Soon as the Celtics get up by 6 and you hear that crowd starting to rear up, cut that. You got to chop that. Cut that. Try and see if they go in a commercial or something. Throw some ice on that. You let them get going. But luckily, you were able to repay the favor and handle that business. And that third quarter and the fourth quarter, magnificent. This gonna be a dog fight. This is what if I'm gonna stay up late, if I'm gonna rush home from work, this is what I gotta be coming home to. This is what I gotta have to look forward to. Anything less is uncivilized. I want to see pure competition. I want to see guys holding themselves accountable. I want to see aggression. I want to see passion. I want to see work. I want to see guys acting like they want to win, like they have no choice but to go after the win because you don't want to go home. This is it. This could be the last 3 games of the Celtics season. I told y'all they was going to run into some shit if they keep playing that style. You can't win. They were better off with the original Brad Stevens style of play. They went ahead and adopted some new. This will happen when you try to cross over. Now look, there's no other style. There's no backup. There's no plan B for them. This is how they play. They've been doing this for the last 2 years. They're going to shoot 45 threes again. They shot 60. This is this is the second round of the playoffs. They shot 63s with a straight face, and they were shooting them at the worst possible time. There were other. This is what we've been trying to explain to people. When there's no variation in the offense, and all you want to do is shoot threes, you pass up on some clear-cut opportunities. And they were passing up clear-cut opportunities, looking crazy in the face. Thinking the three, all right, you live by the 3, you're gonna die by the 3. This is one of them series where, listen, you got there's too many players on the Knicks that can have signature games. This was regular. This was a regular Jalen Brunson 29 against a Drew Holiday, a healthy Drew Holiday. He earned that was a hard 29. OG had you ain't expect OG to give y'all 29. I thought he was gonna go for 30. You're lucky. That heavily contested possible game winner that would have ended the first game, man. Listen, that would have ended this bitch, and there wouldn't have been no OT. A lot of people like, yo, he missed a shot. Heavily contested. That was heavily contested. He got contested. It was contested. But them 2 threes, you know what I mean? He had some good ones. Woo-hoo! They be counting out certain people, and I don't know how they do that. I don't know where they do that at, man. To think OG can't get better, to think certain players with championship pedigrees who've been known to improve, who came up in the right system in the right way, you think they can't adapt and improve? You wildin'. OG got the easiest job in the NBA right now. And he's healthy at the right time. He did everything he was supposed to do this season after getting that big bag, that 200 M's. The best thing he ever did was switch agents. That relationship his agent got with the Knicks got him that bag, and look at where we are. Shout out to OG, man. They tried to count him out, talking about what he can't do. He can't do this, and he can't. No, he can't play in a pressurized situation where everything he does counts so magnificently. He needs to be able to be a regular player where if he makes mistakes, he got a full team to make up the difference. She got 2 all-star, all-NBA players on the court. Another guy in Bridges that could possibly be an all-star. Josh Hart is the glue guy. He could have had all that with us, to be honest with you. But I think it was just so much pressure on everything that he did. He didn't have the luxury of taking, you know what I mean, to cruise. He cruised. He had a chance to cruise through this season. Had a couple signature games like he was expected, and most importantly, he stayed healthy. That's all they cared about. Now look, 3 games away from the conference finals, and he's healthy, super healthy, super healthy. I'm very confident in the Knicks' ability to win this series. Listen, if they're coming in playing like this, and they have no problem with dealing with a deficit, no lead is safe, and the Celtics know that, and the Celtics now know you gotta shoot lights out just for it to be a game now, because they gonna walk you down. You're gonna have to get up by at least 12 and keep hitting 2 or 3 threes in succession. Whenever you get a drought, hit 2 or 3 threes to get them up off you, or it's gonna be a long series. They're gonna drag y'all to the deep end. I see. Listen, even the bench is playing with a little bit more energy. I'm gonna tell you right now, Celtics got a problem on their hands. They got to match that energy and that effort, and I don't see them doing it. Not on, not for, definitely not for 7. I don't think they got it. I think they're gonna get knocked off this one. I would say I'm not gonna say a gentleman's. I'm not gonna say a gentleman's sweep. I'm gonna say 6, but I really do have the Knicks in 7. But I think it's gonna go to 6. I don't think they're gonna pass. I don't think they're gonna let them get past the Garden in Game 6. The Celtics, listen, this 3-point shooting shit is gonna be shut down. The evolution of basketball will begin. We're gonna see a lot of changing of the guards, a lot of whip whopping going on in the summertime, and we're gonna go into the new season with a new vibe. You know what I mean? But I do not see them getting past the Knicks playing like this style of basketball. Nah. At some point, that 3-point shooting shit was gonna run into a brick wall, and they running into a brick wall right now. I'm tired. I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. You can't shoot 63s and still lose the shootout and expect to win. You had all this energy with the rebounding, but you did not get any of the perimeter opportunities taken advantage of. You're not going to beat the Knicks if you leave that type of money on the table. And if you play that style of play, you walk away from that 3-point shooting and you are right where the Knicks want you to be. So I'm going to tell you right now, either way, if you're a Celtics fan, you are shit out of luck on this one. Either you hit them threes and they still going to walk you down and you pray that you survive, or you start taking advantage of those perimeter shots, walking away from the 3, and they got you right where they want you. Either way, it's going to be a dog fight, and I don't think you got enough dogs. I don't think the Celtics got enough dogs. I don't. I don't. They don't have the. They don't look like they have that in them anymore. They don't look as hungry as they were when they were hunting because they got a chip already. But it ain't valid like that. We look at that shit like it's a bubble championship. But it is what it is. I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. I'm exhausted. We're gonna get into it though, man. Shout out to OG. Beautiful performance. Jalen Brunson is magnificent as usual. Karl Anthony Towns gonna have one of his signature games some point in this series. Just like Bridges, just like Josh. That's gonna be enough to seal the deal. McBride is gonna be able to do some things. But I think Cat is going to put them over the hump. Once Cat had that game, I think that's man and Brunson ain't have his game yet either. You know what I'm saying? You got the OG game. Brunson ain't go for 40 yet. Wait, man, listen, wait. This was a regular 29. I want to see how this I can't wait to see how this all plays out. But I'm gonna holler at y'all. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I'm out of here. Peace.